That is a move that I, as a Jet fan, look at now as one of the worst moves in the history of the franchise.
I hate this team. I'm always a Jets fan, but like I hate this team.
Justin Fields is not a starting quarterback in the NFL. He's not good enough to be a starter.
I know you did not watch this Panthers versus Jets game because nobody did. The NFL cared so little about this game that they let the broadcast have audio that is worse quality than the 1950s.
Through 6 weeks, he barely played for the last couple of weeks when he dominated all of football.
Yeah, that was 100% real. The New York Jets are officially the worst team in the NFL with a 0-7 record. Aaron Glenn and Justin Fields' careers both look like they're over. Little did Jets fans know that the highlight of their season would be their close back and forth matchup in week 1 against the former New York Jet quarterback, now Pittsburgh Steeler, Aaron Rodgers. This all came down to the final play, and Jets fans are on the edge of their seat.
No, he dropped it.
And what makes it even worse is he has an Aaron Glenn jersey. Check out New York Jets media, they got some great stuff. But the signs of incompetence from the new head coach Aaron Glenn came early on in the offseason when he decided to treat Aaron Rodgers like crap during a meeting when the future Hall of Fame quarterback was supposed to have a lengthy conversation about his possible future with the Jets in the offseason.
And he said, we're going a different direction at quarterback. And I was kind of shocked. I just flew across country. You could have told me this on the phone. And I said, why? Are you assuming that I would be in the back of the room during a team meeting undermining what you're saying? I said, you don't know me. And he said, you don't know me. And then I said, exactly, which is why I flew across the country to have a face-to-face meeting with you to talk about my experience with the Jets.
At the time in the offseason, the Jets fans did not think this was a big deal. They wanted to move on from Aaron Rodgers, but now, obviously, that looks like one of the worst moves they could have possibly made in franchise history. And at the scouting combine, Aaron Glenn doubled down on his decision to move on from Aaron Rodgers. He was asked, since you don't want Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, what is your criteria for a quarterback in the Aaron Glenn Jets era?
We're looking for winners. We're looking for winners.
This does not age well at all, and the bro said this multiple times, like he workshopped this talking point and thought it was good.
What do you look for in a quarterback? Like, what's an Aaron Glenn quarterback?
A winner.
So apparently Justin Fields was the winner, not the future Hall of Fame quarterback Aaron Rodgers, who is absolutely balling out with the Pittsburgh Steelers right now. To be fair to Aaron Glenn, he was not the only one who sort of trashed Aaron Rodgers on his way out. Wide receiver Garrett Wilson of the New York Jets was asked, hey, have you talked to Aaron Rodgers since he left? Pretty interesting answer here.
How much have you talked with Aaron, and what's that relationship been like?
I ain't talked to Aaron since he left. So wish him the best this season. Yeah, but we ain't chopped it up since he left.
Hey everyone, I have teamed up with DraftKings Sportsbook to make the matchups this week much more exciting. Right now, if you're a new customer, bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins, plus 3 months of NBA League Pass on us. So new customers turn $5 into $300 if your bet wins, paid instantly in bonus bets. The crown is yours. Stay in on the action with DraftKings same game parlays for a chance at an even bigger payout. And if the game already started, don't you worry. DraftKings has you covered where you can bet on live star player props in progress games right as it's happening. Doesn't matter if the game started. If DraftKings is not available in your state right now, you can still get in on the action with DraftKings Daily Fantasy Sports. Check it out. So what the hell are you waiting for? Sign up right now using the link in the pinned comment and description below, or use my promo code Wi-Fi. Hey, the crown is yours. So obviously, the whole entire world knows there was some bad blood between Aaron Rodgers, the owner Woody Johnson, the new head coach Aaron Glenn, and some of the players on the Jets team, which is why Aaron Rodgers soaked it in week 1 when he defeated the New York Jets. Saying a little what's up to some of these Jets fans. Can't hear you. And we will never forget the comments that Aaron Rodgers made after the game when he was asked about his odd meeting in the offseason with the now new head coach Aaron Glenn of the New York Jets.
Beating him, is there significance in that, since he basically told you to your face that he didn't think you were right for that team?
Yes, that's what he did.
So there's significance in beating him for you?
I was happy to beat everybody associated with the Jets.
So it just stings a little bit more for Jets fans now that they're 0-7, in line to get the #1 pick in the NFL draft and purposely choosing Justin Fields over Aaron Rodgers, who's #1 in the AFC North right now. And that is why you have montages all over TikTok. Just a reminder that this QB wasn't good enough for the New York Jets. This guy who's in his 40s, 41 years old, straight throwing dots all over the field. Yeah, I know they lost to the Cincinnati Bengals just the other week with Joe Flacco, but Aaron Rodgers was looking like a freaking star in that game, and it was really the Steelers defense that let him down. Remember this famous play where Aaron Rodgers at age 41 still able to evade the pressure here, sling it in the air to his tight end Freiermuth for a big time touchdown, scoring over 30 points against those Cincinnati Bengals late in the fourth quarter. Aaron Rodgers is still the GOAT, but just make sure that you don't tackle the 41-year-old when you're celebrating. He was absolutely pissed off when his offensive lineman did this, shoved him saying, "What the f are you doing, dude? I'm 41." After talking shit on Aaron Rodgers throughout the offseason, Jets fans and Jets reporters and Jets media are finally admitting defeat and admitting that they were wrong and thinking that Justin Fields would be any kind of upgrade, and they are absolutely crashing out online right now.
I'm going to start with this, okay?
And the New York
I'm going to get right to the crux of the major problem that the New York Jets have, and that's the owner, Woody Johnson. You know, let's tell it like it is. And I don't know who was it, him, was it Glenn, a combination of the two, these two geniuses that signed off on letting a Hall of Fame, first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback who wanted to be here say, get lost, okay? And ever since that move, that is a move that I as a Jet fan look at now as one of the worst moves in the history of the franchise. I mean, it is right up there.
You know, it's getting really heated when that New Jersey accent came out, you know? Who signed off on that decision? And the huge major foul is not just Aaron Rodgers. Keep in mind, Davante Adams is his BFF, and bro would have stayed on the New York Jets if they would have signed up for another year of Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams in week 7 with Matthew Stafford and the LA Rams, 5 catches with 3 freaking touchdowns against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Davante Adams looks like he has been revitalized, and he looks like he's 25 years old, despite the fact that the guy is in his early 30s. He was absolutely balling out, and I think right now the Jets could use themselves some DA immediately. Now that brings us to Justin Fields, who in this matchup against the Carolina Panthers, mind you, I mean, this is the Carolina Panthers. It's not like you're playing the Chiefs. It's not like you're playing the Bills like they did earlier in the season. He looks defeated. He looks checked out. He looks like, wow, I don't have the Pittsburgh Steelers organization and Mike Tomlin around me to help utilize me to the best of my abilities like they did in 2024, even though they eventually benched Justin Fields for Russell Wilson at quarterback. This guy looks like he is checked out, and I don't even know if he wants to play quarterback for the Jets anymore. We're going to show his reaction to getting benched for Tyrod Taylor in just a little bit. Former NFL QB and analyst Boomer Esiason is also noting how Justin Fields just looks like he's done.
Look to me like he mentally locked up in the middle of this. I just completely locked up. Like he would drop back. There was more than enough time to throw, and he wouldn't throw it. The way that the Jets offense is treating him, the coaches are treating him, is embarrassing.
After 7 weeks in the NFL season, this is really the only highlight for the Jets organization. Aaron Glenn celebrating after a blocked field goal right here. Fun little dance, a fun little move. You gotta give the bro credit, but I think Jets fans would take a refund on the dance if they can get a brand new head coach. The only excuse Justin Fields has right now is the fact that Garrett Wilson is unavailable, but Garrett Wilson's availability has some odd timing when Aaron Glenn did awful clock management with 4 seconds left in the second quarter before halftime against the Denver Broncos last week prior to this Carolina Panthers game, where the clock ran out and the Jets were unable to call another play. Looks like this guy just didn't know what he was doing in London. You had Garrett Wilson get in his face here and get heated at Aaron Glenn, wondering what the hell is going on. Why are we not running a play here, bro? He straight up admitted after the game that he was completely frustrated with their game planning and what they were doing there.
I just didn't know exactly what the plan was, and once I figured it out, I was disappointed. I'll just say that. So, yeah,
And right after that, call me a conspiracy theorist. Right after that, no, there was an MRI on Garrett Wilson's hyperextended knee, and he's now expected to miss 1 or maybe a couple weeks, and he missed this past Carolina Panthers game. Probably a legitimate injury. I'm just joking around here, but the timing of it is just very coincidental, honestly. It's got to make your ears perk up. And let's talk about Justin Fields, man. We played that clip at the very beginning of this video of Damian Woody saying that this guy is just not a starting quarterback in the NFL. He's always been an interesting prospect, top 10 pick from the Chicago Bears out of Ohio State. Amazing athletic ability. We just never seen him put it together and utilize his arm, and he's been disappointing for a number of teams now. The Jets, Steelers, and obviously the Bears. And now Justin Fields has the worst record of any quarterback in NFL history through their first 50 starts. So out of anybody who has started 50 games, their first 50, this dude has a 14-36 record, a 28% win percentage. That is historically bad, and that is just not good for your resume when you're going to be trying to find another job. And it looks like Justin Fields, unfortunately, is going to be looking for some new employment in 2026, probably as a quarterback, but I think this dude's best luck is trying to figure out some type of Taysom Hill type role and be a sort of gadget player, kind of like how he was with the Pittsburgh Steelers after Russell Wilson became the starting quarterback after the first few games. Another excuse that Justin Fields has outside of Garrett Wilson not being available and not having a strong wide receiver core out there with the New York Jets is the fact that the dude has been taking some major hits while he's running the football, while he's trying to pass, taking tons of sacks. This was a freaking monster hit that was really nasty against the Carolina Panthers at the top of the second quarter. Justin Fields on the read option right here in the middle of the screen. Wow, man, that needs a flag laid out. Glad to see him get back up, but that did not look good at all. I originally thought that this guy was going to be significantly injured after that, but that was not the case. He ended up being benched anyways, even though the dude was healthy, but a freaking brawl ended up coming about, obviously, because they took a cheap shot at the quarterback, and that sucks for Justin Fields. That's another obstacle he's dealing with. I think that he gets sort of unfair treatment, and the refs don't protect him as much as some of these other quarterbacks. But if you watch this game against the Carolina Panthers, Justin Fields struggled to move the football, and as soon as Tyrod Taylor came in, you saw him able to use his legs and then throw, then make a big-time throw, unlike Justin Fields, who just uses his legs, and really never makes that type of improvised throw. Tyrod Taylor did throw a couple of interceptions to J.C. Horn, but this guy's not getting as many reps with the first team offense, unlike Justin Fields. But Justin Fields was asked how he's handling being benched for Tyrod Taylor.
Can't be mad at the decision. I understand why. It's life. It's football. I've learned to not take anything personal. Coach AG, I think he wanted to see if there was a spark. But like I told you guys earlier in the week, I'm about to just be real right now. I've always asked God to give me an opportunity and a platform to spread his word, and sometimes it doesn't play out the way you always plan it. I think the position I'm in right now is a great opportunity to spread that message. And I'm probably at a low right now, and I think the old me would, feel some certain type of way, but it's just now like my faith is so rooted in Christ to where it's like I told you guys earlier this week, nothing can break me.
I respect the guy using this opportunity to spread his faith, but very clearly he seems like he's having to check out of football and now just sees football as a platform to spread his message of his religious beliefs, of his faith, because he is unable, unfortunately right now with the New York Jets in this situation, to make an impact on the football field. And Aaron Glenn, things are not going well for this guy either. If Justin Fields is on the hot seat for his career, Aaron Glenn could be a one-and-done head coach. He was asked if players are giving up on the message, and I think this guy sounds absolutely delusional.
Listen, we're not getting the results that we want, but I do know this. These players are not giving up at all. I don't see them giving up on any of the messaging at all. We just have to do what we have to do to go win these games. We need some guys to go make some plays in these situations.
Really, Aaron Glenn, you think the players are digging the messaging when you pushed out the future Hall of Fame quarterback for Justin Fields and look like you're completely in over your head as a head coach at the NFL level after being the defensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions. Check out Quinnen Williams, arguably the Jets' best player towards the end of this game. The Jets held the Panthers to 13 points. You know the defense is super disappointed in this offense, and this guy looks checked out as well, looks pissed off and just a little depressed about the situation he finds himself in. You know things are getting really bad when you have the star cornerback Sauce Gardner making some excuses throughout the season as to why the Jets are struggling, saying that they're getting tons of flags because they're not a winning team.
I think I get called for more stuff just based off of us just not winning. I watch these winning programs and it'd be some egregious things and it don't get called, like, you know, letting the players play. Like I got caught on something today where it's like I know the route, everything, and I'm just supposed to let him just push off at the top of the route.
Look, man, I hear the guy. I can't stand these refs. I think he's probably right. But I think what this shows is that they're kind of giving up on the season. Players don't often say things like this unless they're completely throwing in the towel and they know it's over and they're just saying, F it, I'm going to call out the officiating. I'm going to speak my mind because I don't really care about the negative blowback from it because this season is a wash anyway. And Breece Hall, the star running back, looks like he's probably going to be somewhere else during the trade deadline or perhaps in 2026. He talked about trying to stay motivated despite the fact that he's had to be a part of the Jets organization for 4 years.
You know, we've been in this for going in 4 years now, being, you know, in this organization, and, you know, you feel it from the fans, you feel it around the building, you feel it, you know, everywhere. You feel it as soon as you leave the locker room. But
Jets players are struggling to even be motivated to play the game. They moved on from the Hall of Famer Aaron Rodgers. It's an absolute disaster. He's balling out in Pittsburgh right now. And as a Raiders fan, after seeing my team get its ass whooped, straight belt to ass by the Kansas City Chiefs, I wanted to brighten up my day and just know that at least my organization is not the New York Jets. And if you're a fan of a struggling NFL team, just take solace in the fact that you're not a Jets fan right now in 2025.